with all thy strength, with all thy mind. That is just spirituality. So combine all the 4 yogas, you get this perfection figure and make the use of all the faculties. And then another advantage of combining all the 4 yogas is this. You get the advantage of all the 4 yogas and minus all its disadvantages. How? You know, Raj Yoga is a shortcut. It's a royal path. Name is Raj Yoga. Name itself is Raj Yoga. But there is a danger. This Raj Yoga, though it is a royal path, but it is a dangerous path. Not only that, sometimes there is a danger. Swami Vivekananda says in the book Raj Yoga that if you do not practice this Raj Yoga with the help of a guru, there is a possibility that you may have to end up in a mental hospital. And yes, many people, they come to us also. स्वामी जी उसकी कुंडली ऊपर चढ़ गई और नीचे नहीं उतर रही, क्या करे? किसने बोला तो ऊपर चढ़ाने के लिए भाई? जबरदस्ती ऊपर चढ़ा है, अभी नीचे उतर गई. So sometimes it happens that out of over enthusiasm they go on doing all types of practice of pranayam, this, that, and then afterwards they do not know what to do, and the doctors also do not know. So we have to be very careful. The 24 hours you cannot do have pranayam. So what to do? Only 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes pranayam. Rest what you do? You try to combine this Raj Yoga with Karma Yoga. Try to do good to others. 24 hours you can't do pranayam. So combine Karma Yoga with Raj Yoga, then you don't have to go to mental hospital. Now Karma Yoga also, if you do simple Karma Yoga, then you will get exhausted, your mind will become impatient and you will lose and you will become full of stress. Then you have to undergo program on stress management. So have relaxation. That is why meditation. Combine meditation with work. So combine Raj Yoga and Karma Yoga. What will happen? You will have less stress. At the same time, you will be able to do more service. You will be able to do the work with more efficiency. At the same time, you will be adept in meditation. So both are complement each other rather than giving service. Then Bhakti Yoga. Swamiji says Bhakti Yoga is very good because it's natural. Everybody wants to love. But there is a danger. Sometimes they become sentimental. Too much sentimental while doing work. Oh, Lord is doing like this, Lord is like this and like that. Then they become emotional. And then Swamiji says that the people tend to become emotional by too much of bhakti. They become too much soft. So what should be done? Add some jnana to that. Knowledge. Then these bhakti people, they will not become sentimental nonsense. And Jnana Yoga is a shortcut, very good, but it is dry. So when you combine Bhakti Yoga with Jnana Yoga becomes very sweet. At the same time, Bhakti Yoga becomes rational. Combine Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So similarly, all the 4 yogas, when they are combined, it gives the advantages of all the 4 yogas minus its disadvantages. That is why Swami Vivekananda says, I believe all the 4 yogas should be simultaneously practiced. Now, for students, I have made it very simple. What is to be done? Early morning get up. Very difficult. I think you are all getting up, no? At least Vivekananda Vidyapit students. No. In India, what happens? All the students, they say, what? You are telling us to get up at 5 o'clock? That is the time when we go to bed. Whole night they will study. They will go to bed at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock and get up at 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Their clock is different. Altogether different. The students, modern students, I do not know the situation here in America. But in India, their day starts by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the noon. And night 12 o'clock is the real time when they start studying. Till that time they have to create mood for study. So anyway, if you can get up early morning, Brahma Muhurta is the best Muhurta for doing spiritual practice. If not, whatever time you get up, depending on your convenience. So when you get up, just 5 minutes of prayer, Bhakti Yoga, 5 minutes of meditation, Raj Yoga, 5 minutes of Jnana Yoga, that's reading good books, reading books of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda books are best for the students because his message is very powerful, full of fire and full of power. So read books of Swami Vivekananda for 5 minutes, 15 minutes morning, and then again 15 minutes in the evening, same thing. And whole day, try to do Karma Yoga. When you are students, try to study with full concentration. Concentration is very important if you want success. Yeah, that is most. I will end with that because Swami Vivekananda, if you really are in Vivekananda Vidyapit, then you have to become like you have to follow Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda said, if I have to do my education over again, I will not undergo the present system of education. First, I will learn how to control my mind, how to concentrate my mind, and facts I can have at my own will. Information I can have at my own will. Swami Vivekananda says, and now it is much more easy. Just have a Google search, you get all information. So information. So Swami Vivekananda says, education is not the amount of information that is put into your brain and runs riot undigested all your life. That is not. Gaining of information is not knowledge. Knowledge is digestion of even 5 important ideas, making and make them their life. That is real education. So, then Swami Vivekananda says, concentration is the essence of education. If I have to do my education over again, I will not undergo the present system of education. First, I will learn how to concentrate my mind, how to control my mind. Then facts I can have at my own will. Swami Vivekananda had so much of concentration, yet he wanted more concentration. Just imagine how much concentration he had. I will just give an example. Swamiji was sitting in his room in Belur Math, our headquarters. You all will be given one photograph. I have brought one photograph for you. Sri Ramakrishna Sarade Swami Vivekananda, one side is our headquarters, Belur Math. Whole panoramic view taken by helicopter. So whole Ganges and everything is there. So there you will see Swamiji's room, where Swami Vivekananda used to stay. That room has been preserved as it is. So Swamiji was sitting in his room just a few days before his passing away. And he was reading a book. The name of the book is Encyclopedia Britannica, big volumes as you know. His disciple Sir Chakravarti came and said, Swamiji, my God, so many big volumes. It will take whole lifetime to finish all these volumes. Swamiji said, what do you say? Only a few days back these volumes have come and already I have finished 10 volumes. And now I am reading the 11th volume. Huh? Within a few days you have finished 10 volumes. Impossible. I don't believe. Swami, you don't believe? Okay. From these first 10 volumes you ask any question that you want to ask. Disciple asked so many questions and Swamiji replied all the questions. Correct? Sometimes quoting the very language of the book. Then the disciple was very much astonished. Swamiji, this is miracle. Swamiji said, this is not miracle. That is the power of concentration of mind. If your concentration mind, 10 hours study can be done in 1 hour. Many students ask me, sir, Swamiji, how is it possible? 10 hours study in 1 hour. I said it is possible because at present we are doing 1 hour study in 10 hours. Sitting down, I am telling for Indian student, not for you. Sitting down and the eye are in the book. And the mind is thinking, oh, yesterday I saw that film that hero was going along that road after the villain. Had he gone along that road, he would have caught the villain. Where are you going this? And so many pages, my God, I was reading this and how the hero and the villain comes and this and that. Oh, again start reading. So, at present we are doing 1 hour study in 10 hours. So, if you have concentration, we will do 10 hours study in 1 hour. So, concentration is very important. And not only study, in every matter we will excel. Just today, I read an incident when Swamiji was in Ridgely Manor. Here, Ridgely Manor is very near, beautiful place where I am staying now. From there only I come. Wonderful place. Swamiji spent about 10 weeks in Ridgely Manor during his second visit. That was his third visit to Ridgely Manor. Beautiful place. So Swamiji was at that time his host was Francis Laggett. And Swamiji never saw that at a distance that time golf was going on. That some golf play going on, that a flag was there. He said, what is this? Swamiji said, oh, this is a golf course and you know, if somebody can put that ball into the hole, then he wins, but then it takes a lot of time to develop this practice. Some people have to do 5 attempts, some after 10 attempts, some after 20 attempts, one can get into the ball. Then Swami said, okay, if I can strike the ball into the hole with only first attempt, how much will you give? It's a 50 pence, $50. That time $50 was too much. And then Francis Laggett said, what is the matter? Then he said that Swamiji is saying that only with one attempt he will put, and he does not know this game also. For the first time he has come to see this game, what is golf all about. Then Francis Laggett said, what? It's impossible. Then Swami said, how much do you bet? Then he brought out a note of $10. That time $10 was very much. He brought out $10. Like, okay. Then Swamiji just looked at this one, striked, and the ball went. Very first attempt. They both were astonished. Then Francis goes, Swamiji, has it got something to do with your yogic power? Then Swamiji, I do not use my yogic power for such small things. Now, how did you acclimate? I said, I only told my mind that what is the distance? First calculate. So I mentally calculate what is the distance. And I know my muscle power, how much it can go. So I exactly to that calculated thing, I gave the push. And second thing I told my mind, you see, if you can go to that hole, $10.5 is your net and successful. So concentration. If you have concentration, you got excel in everything. Now how to get concentration of mind? Isn't it? That's $1 million question. So I'll give very briefly. C is directly proportional to P, where C is equal to concentration of mind and P is equal to purity of mind. Purer the mind, the greater will be the concentration. How to get purity of mind? Ahar Shuddha. When the food is pure, Ahar Shuddha, Sattva Shuddhi, Ahar Shuddha, Sattva Shuddhi. So, Sattva Shuddha, Dhruva Smriti. Ahar Shuddha, Shuddha, Buddhi Shuddha. Then, Ahar Shuddha, Sattva Shuddhi. And Sattva Shuddha, Dhruva Smriti. Once your Ahar intake is pure, you will have pure mind. And when you have pure mind, you have unfailing memory. So what is ahara? Ahara means food. Once if we are taking food through our mouth, that should be pure, that should be sattvic, there should be non-exciting food. Of course, now the modern generation in India also same thing as you. They all want, all the youngsters are alike, all over the world, they are alike. They are all similar. There is no change. All of them they want fast food. They want Maggi. They want Maggi and they want burger. They are in India also. Burger and chow chow and all those items. They will never take this Indian food. So it's a similar taste. But if you really want purity, then food must be pure. So non-exciting food as much as possible. Take pure food. But pure food not only through the mouth. We are taking food through our eyes, through ears. You know 3 monkeys? Gandhiji? Do you remember? Gandhiji's 3 monkeys? Bura mat dekho, bura mat suno, bura mat bolo. Don't look at evil things, don't listen to evil things, and don't speak evil things. One of our Swamijis went to Switzerland for preaching Vedanta. There by the side of a lake, he saw an image of 3 monkeys, but very strange type of monkeys. So far he had seen 3 monkeys. One monkey was having one eye closed, one open. Second monkey, one ear closed, one open. And third monkey, half closed, half closed. He was surprised. So far he had seen only both the eyes closed. What is the matter? He started thinking over what is the message these 3 monkeys are giving. Other 3 monkeys, they give the message, don't look at bad things, don't listen to evil things, don't speak about evil things. But what is the message these monkeys are giving? Then he remembered a shloka from the Vedas, immediately got the meaning. What was the shloka? Just now you chanted, Badram karane vi shrunuyam deva, Badram pashe makshabhi jatra, Stidairangai stustvagam sastunuvihi, Vishema devahi tayyadayu, Swastina indro vriddashava, Swastina pusha vishvaveda, Swastina stakshvarishnemi, Swastino brihaspati dadhatu, Badram karane vi shrunuyam deva. Listen to good things. One ear is bad, one is closed. Don't listen to evil things. But one ear is open. Listen to good things. One eye is closed. Badram pashe makshabe jatra. One eye is closed. Don't look at evil things. But one eye is open. Look at good things. Don't see bad pictures on TV. Don't see other channels which will spoil your concentration. But see good channels. See good programs. Don't read bad books. But read the books which will give you inspiration, which will give you power, which will give you concentration. Read those books. Read the books of Swami Vivekananda. One eye says. Then half mouth is closed. Don't speak ill of others. Don't criticize others, but heart mouth is open, but have a word of appreciation for others. During the meditation, keep the mouth closed. During prayer, keep the mouth open. So half mouth closed, half open. So these three monkeys of Switzerland give the message: take good pure food, don't take impure food, then your mind will become pure. So spiritual practices will give you that purity. That is how you will get concentration. Concentration will give you success in everything, not only in study and in everything. So I have given you for students, particularly I am keeping the students in the focus, but then the same thing applies to the parents also, because they also have got, they want to get success in every field. If you want success, this concentration is required. And in the life itself, if we really want to know, have the purpose of life, if you want to fulfill the purpose of life, then if you want to have ultimate self-knowledge, if you really want to have fulfillment in life, if you want to have infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, infinite joy, and if you really want the fulfillment of life, happiness and peace in life, and if you want real total success in life, then we must have spiritual knowledge. We must practice, we must have spiritual practices. And the best spiritual practices, I told you, combine all the 4 yogas. And if we practice, if we try to put all these teachings of Swami Vivekananda into practice, I am sure we will be able to develop concentration, we will be able to develop confidence, we will be able to have more and more success in every endeavor, in studies, in every endeavor, in games, in sports, in everything. And then we will be able to develop our total personality, we will be able to become better human beings, and then we will be able to become a blessing to mankind, blessing to society, blessing to family members, and our interpersonal relationship will also improve. If we have spirituality, our interpersonal relationship will also improve, whether in family, whether in society, whether in the nature. So every way, this spiritual development will help us to get happiness and peace in everyday life, will also ultimately lead us to infinite happiness, infinite knowledge, and infinite peace. I am very happy to have talked to you, and I am thankful to all the students particularly for giving your concentrated attention. I was looking at